Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Tonight I am going to show you how to make this cute little garden seed packet holder. It's a lovely wee gift box that's going to hold maybe 5 or 6 packets of seeds for a real garden enthusiast who likes to grow everything from the beginning. I saw the wee seed packets the other day in the shop and I thought, oh, they're so cute. So, you know, I could just imagine making something. So I'm trying to make the boxes to match the seed. So whatever seed packet you choose, just try and choose your card to match it. And for this one here, I used Berry Burst, which was a perfect match for the lovely pink flowers in there. And the papers are from the Garden Impression 6x6 inch papers, and they are actually on part of the buy 3 get 1 free at the minute. So if you like them, go ahead and order them. The ribbon I've had for ages, and it just, thank goodness, it matches my lovely Berry Burst. And the wee stamp is from the Pretty Kitty stamp set, which I have found so useful for so many different types of cards. And the wee kitten sitting in the terracotta pot was just perfect for the flowers, I think. So the next one I'm going to make is going to be with these colours. I was trying to go blue, but I have only one sheet of my lovely blue card left, and then you actually need an A4 sheet plus another wee bit to do your circles. So I had to go with the cream, and I think it just makes it all stand out nice anyway. So you need a sheet of your main card to measure 7 3/4 by 9 1/2. You need 2 sheets of the DSP measuring 3 1/2 by 5 inches. That's to fit the seed packets that I have. If you have different seed packets, you can adjust it if they're a different size from those. So let's get started. I've went ahead and cut the border out just to save me going over. I will have to do one cut while you're here, but I chose, I think it's the 3rd size in the framelits and 2 sizes in from that. That gives me a border. You know, can you see that? It gives you a nice border to set on top. You'll also need a piece of acetate because there's acetate in the window there, which is good. So I went ahead and cut that out, so we don't need those. I am going to cut the main one this size. It's sort of in between those 2 sizes so that the border will cover my other cut. But we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to start off doing the scoring. So you need your scoreboard, and we'll start on the long side, and we'll start by scoring at 3/4 of an inch and 4 1/2 inches, 5 1/4, and then 9 inches. And then just turn it round, and we'll go again at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 6 1/2, and 7 1/4. And that's all your score lines done. Now I'm going to mark again with my axe because I do like to do that. The ones that we're not going to need, we're going to cut away. This keeps me right because you know what I'm like. Very forgetful, and when things are opposite, I can't work it out in my head at all. So I have it all drawn out up here for me to follow, and I'm going to mark it with the axes just to make sure. So let's get started. We'll do the cutting first. I'm going to cut up all the lines up past the 2 score sections. And that gives a good starting point. And then we'll start cutting away the bits we don't need. There's quite a big bit here to cut. So just try and keep it as straight as you can if you're cutting it with your scissors. Now we need to shape that a wee bit because that's going to be the closure. And we'll cut off the wee bit of clumpiness get in between here just so it'll close right. I mean, even when you do this, sometimes you have to go back and trim another wee bit, so it just depends on how well you start off. But just take your time and do it nicely and you won't be sorry. Right, around this side now, this all needs to come off. Here, straight up here. So, cut this wee X off, do a wee notch in there, wee notch in there, and we'll cut this one off. And then just trim your clumpiness. Not a good word to describe that, but you know what I mean. The mark that's left from your embossing board. Right, get rid of my rubbish. Now, this part here is going to be my front, so I'm going to stick on my paper. Now, the last time when I was making the pink one, I put it on with my wet glue, and of course when I put it through the machine to cut the circle through, the wet glue squeezed out all over the place and ruined my box, so put it on with a tape runner. Just in case. You can put the back one on with wet glue if you want. It won't have the same pressure. It's because the circle's on this and it just gives it another wee bit of pressure. So just put it on. You'll have to make sure that you do give it a lot of tape because you don't want it coming up in the middle whenever you cut a bit out, you know. So, my front, so I have cut these all to fit nicely. Just going to do the same in the back. The back won't need as much tape because there's going to be no circle cut out of it. So you can save a bit on your tape. Just line it up and pop it on. It's lovely bright colours in that, isn't it? So now we want to cut our circle. So we're just going to put this through the machine, sort of centre it where you want. I'm going to leave room for a bow there and room here for the wee kitty. So just about there. I'm going to pop over here and be straight back. Oops, we tripped over the dog there. So that is that one cut out of there, which leaves you with your window. Now you need to put your acetate. I cut the acetate. You'll need to cut it, trim it. Trim it so it fits behind, but that it fits fairly good. You don't want to make it too small and then when you're popping your things in, they're squeezing up out of it. So I doubt if I'm going to see that line now, but I'll try and imagine it. That's not a good cutter. Doesn't like cutting that very well. So that seems to fit fine. So I'll just tell you the measurements that it's about 3 3/4 by 5. So in order to get that to stick, we need to put some double-sided sticky tape. I think it's the best thing for getting it to stay in place. So just do that turn tape and just pop it around. Doesn't matter about the creases. You don't want it falling away from the window part, so make sure you get that on. Just do it in pieces if you have to. It doesn't really matter about those wee folds. Just put a wee bit of tape on that one because I've missed it. Now it doesn't do any harm either to put a bit here at the top and bottom, just so that it holds it in place and it's not going to catch on your wee package, you know, when you go to put your wee packets of seeds in. So just remove all that tape, if you can get a grip of it. You can also do ones with the vegetables, or put a wee mixture of both. I have a daughter-in-law who is excellent in the garden. She could turn her hand to anything in the garden. Really green fingers, and she will grow flowers and tomatoes, cucumbers, you name it, she'll have a go at them, and she always gets something out of it. So she'll maybe enjoy this wee package. So that's it. So you just want to try and keep your acetate window clean. They're so staticky that they'll cling to everything. So just center that. Sorry, that's my son ringing. I'm going to have to ignore him. So now do all your folds and give them a good burnish. Don't worry about the inside of that because you're not really going to see it once it's all closed up. Now, just remember you want this to be your top. So the fold will fold back this way. So we'll start by putting our glue on here. And again, I'm using my wet glue simply because I like the wet glue, holds it nice and permanent. Oops, get myself all sticky again on my leg. Just fold it both ways and you know you've got it right. That's fairly good. Now, this is going to be the top because I want my closure going in like that. And this will be my bottom, so I'm going to put a wee bit of glue on the two wee flaps and hope that they don't burst it open like I told you they did the last time. Surely they'll know this time because it definitely shows you top and bottom. Now just put your and push those wee flaps down so they catch on the glue. And that's your box made. I'll just pop the seeds in to show you. It's lovely peeking through the wee window. I wish they had the blue card. I think the blue card would have looked really nice with it. But it's kind of lost because the frame isn't properly finished. So you bring in your cream frame and you can see that it now lifts it a wee bit. It covers the outer edge, it gives it a wee frame. It just finishes it, I think. So just put a wee drop of wet glue on that, or you can use your tape runner, whichever you like yourself. But I think it's a great idea to use your your framelits to create these wee frames, and you could raise that up on your dimensional foam if you wanted, but I just want it flat. Now I have a wee bit of blue ribbon that was going to match when I had the blue, so I'm just going to stick it on anyway because I'm sure you'll have lots of ribbon to finish that off. You could go with vanilla, but I'm just raging I haven't enough. I'll definitely order more of that blue card because I absolutely love it, and I hadn't realised I had used so much of it. I actually had a whole pack of it and it's just gone. That was the colour I was going to use. Isn't that a lovely match for that? Oh, Pacific Ocean or something I think it calls. So anyway, the blue ribbon would have went perfectly with that too, but not today. So use a wee glue dot just to attach your bow. You could actually put a wee string bow on there, it would be nice too, you know, to go with the garden theme. Nice natural look to it. So now all we need to do is our wee stamped image, and I have it cut out now for you. Stamped it in Memento, and we're going to colour it up. I've been starting to buy myself these new Stampin' Blends. They only just came back in stock, so I bought myself about 20 of them, and I've still a load more I want to get. So I haven't got all the colours that I want, but it is a start. So go to your brush end. This one's called Dark Calypso Coral, and I bought them in pairs, and you get the light Calypso Coral. So, you know, for £2 you're going to have that shading that you want to create. And that's what everybody wants, is just a wee bit of depth when they're colouring in. So just add that. Just wee squirts across. Wee flicks of your brush. I'm trying to angle myself here and I'm not doing it right because you need a good go at it. So just then go in with your lighter colour, and again just spread that darker colour out in wee flicks, and you don't need to go the whole way because that'll give it a wee impression of a bit of light. And the same at the top, a wee bit of dark in your paws, and then just flick it. And that gives you a wee bit of like a light catching on the roundness, gives it a wee roundness. So now I have my Stampin' Right pen in the Call Me Clover, which I'm going to do for all the leaves. Again, just I will have greens at some stage, but I haven't got them yet. I have glue on my dear, it's sticking to my table. So just colour in all your leaves. Now if you're really good at colouring, you'll take your time and do your shading, different aspects that you'd like to add. For the wee cat herself, I'm going to use a wee bit of a pro marker. I don't want to go the dark chocolate chip this time. I want to keep her nice and soft for the garden. And to add that wee bit of softness, I go down with the blender pen. It just softens the edges. You can buy the blender pen. If you're buying the Stampin' Blend, you can get a blender pen to go with them too. It's on my wish list. It will be here someday. Now for her wee nose, I'm using Light Flirty Flamingo. Put a wee dot on her nose and a couple of wee things on her cheeks. Oh, actually I'm going to do her wee ears with that too. Now I'm going to go in with the darker one to do the flowers. Just put a wee dark rim on the outside. I've missed a leaf. Hope my head's not in your road. Now, I'm not being careful here at all. I'm just rushing through this. See if I got to colour a wee tail in. I'll go back in now. So just spread that around. I really would go slower if I was doing it, if I wasn't in a hurry, for sure. So just give it a wee dab up there, and again soften it. It just softens the edges. Now I'll do the blue dots. This one's called Blueberry Bushel, and it's just a tie-in with a blue. I'll do these blues. It's very dark. And then I think I'll just do these ones light pink. I'm half expecting the doorbell to go next, and reckon the sun will probably call round and expect to get in. And there's not another sinner here, only me, which is why I chose to do it tonight. The grandsons are still on their holidays, having a great old time, but Daddy had to come back to go to work. So that's it. Now you're just going to need to add a couple of dimensions on the back of that. 3 will do it grand. And then just pop that on the bottom. Like, how cute is that? I think that is just a lovely wee gift, and fill it up with your seeds. So what's not to like? And you can do them in all the colours. If you've got yourself a pack of the cardstock, the in-colour cardstock, and the garden impressions, you're going to be flying. You'll have loads of them. I mean, if you're selling them at craft fairs, it would be a real hit. So they would. Just lovely. And you could put a sentiment on the back if you fancied it. There's plenty of sentiments in that wee Pretty Kitty stamp set. So that's me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back again with more during the week. Bye.